Hello everybody, welcome to Facebook Live. To Playwell Live, excuse me. Now, I am in a different place, but I'm in the same place. I am up in my kid's nest, we call it, or the little loft. And you can see that down there is where we usually do all our stuff. But I thought it was appropriate today to be up in the loft because we're going to talk about something really cool and kind of magical, actually. We're going to talk about something called scale. And scale, when you talk about scale, you're thinking about how big or small something is. You might have heard about scale models, where something is to a 50 to 1 scale or something is 50 times smaller than a human scale. So basically scale is about, thanks Petra. So you can see that basically scale is about a relationship or a proportion. So if you talk about human scale, you talk about things that fit with a human or relate to a human. So for example, a regular sized door or a regular sized room that fits with a human is on human scale. Now, we have been playing with Legos, and Legos are on their own scale. A minifigure is about this big, a few inches tall. And so if you have a door that is to the scale of a Lego person, we're talking about this. Now this to me is really small. It's like a little toy. But what happens is our minds get locked into, good morning, Ben and Nolan. Our minds get locked into thinking Lego always has to be on minifigure scale. And if you can unlock your brain a little bit and think Lego does not have to do that, and you open it up, your pieces can look totally different. Just like right now, I'm in the same old workshop, but I'm in a totally different place. Now, the reason I'm doing this lesson today, hi Caleb. The reason I'm doing this lesson today is because we have just finished our second week of online classes, which is pretty amazing. It feels like years. But I did one lesson with a bunch of kids on Zoom, and we were doing a Star Wars project. And we said, let's build Endor, and let's build the forest moon of Endor and the Ewoks and their traps and their speeder bikes from the Empire and all those kinds of things. And I had one student build the most amazing model. There were a lot of great models, but this was unique because he built it on a smaller scale. He broke out of thinking it has to be a minifigure. And I want to show you some pictures of what he did. So if you can see here, this is his Endor Ewok treehouse. And you can see what he did is he basically wedged plates to become the tree. Let's see if we can find some unique things that he did. You can see this is one of those chicken walkers, the ATST walkers. And if anybody can recognize what that piece is right here. Oh no. Hold on. I got to show you that same picture. It is so cool. There is a piece right under here, under the chicken walker. He actually used the hand of a minifigure. He took it off and he used it as a little blaster under the ATST. These right here are his figures. He basically just piled up a bunch of 1x1 plates. And yes, Petra, they're my favorite too. And you can see, and that is the size of a minifigure. Now, when you do that, the things that normally seem kind of big turn huge. Let's look at just a few other pictures of this. This is on the top, and you can see by wedging it, what he had to do is he built that whole top of the treehouse upside down on the bottom of that plate, which is just amazing. It's so creative. And he had all kinds of things. Even this tree piece, this arch piece coming out is upside down because it had to stick to the bottom of that plate. And so I just was inspired by this. I thought it was just so cool. You can see a little ladder using plate wedging on the side there. So what I want to do, this is not really a how-to video. It's not. It's basically a brain unlocking video. I want you to think, instead of minifigure scale, I want you to imagine, what if you made a person, your people were a cone, one of these little 1x1 cones, with maybe a little head on top, like this. Maybe that is your person. So then this, instead of being Sensei Wu's little mini bonsai tree or plant, it becomes a huge, beautiful palm tree. So you can see everything changes, and you can turn plant pieces into beautiful big trees. So I'm going to see right here. Let's just look down here at some cool stuff that we've got. So right here I've got, and I want to make sure that you can see this, so excuse the bobbling camera. Can everybody see this? So we've got right here a little village here where it's like a little park. And you could see these are my people. And some of my people are just the cones with a stud on top. I made these by using one of those little, I don't know if you can see it, but a little headlight piece with a stud on top and 2 studs on the sides for little arms. So you can make people like that. And hold on, I'm gonna fix this so I don't have to hold this madness like this. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. No, this is not gonna work. Working in smaller scale is very hard. So what I want to show you now is, here's a few other little builds. Here is a huge, huge helicopter. Now, to a minifigure, this helicopter might be really small, like a toy, but to a person that is this size in our little park, it fits. It fits. You can see, and you can get really creative with your pieces. This little ice cream piece is now my tail rotor, you can see. I can build, let's see, these really interesting pieces. I don't know what I would normally use them for. I can stack them up, and this could be kind of the side of a skyscraper or a building. And you can see when you have this next to these little figures, then it really does change how you look at the Legos. And it changes how you look at your pieces, which is the coolest thing. Oh my gosh. Now, another thing I want to show you is this. Look at this little 4x4 round. I made a little diving board. So with just 3 pieces, you can make a little pool and a diving board. Something like this window piece right here. This window, for obviously if you're on a minifigure scale, what could that be if we're talking about this little micro scale or the mini scale where our people are this big? It could be a huge door, like a big cathedral door or something. And you can see here, I made this, I don't know what this building is. This is maybe like a city hall type building or something like that. But you can see I used that same window piece, but I used it as a big, big door. You can make simple little houses. Yes, exactly, Ben and Nolan. So mini houses could be so simple. I just took a 2x3 brick and stuck some little headlight pieces on the bottom and maybe made a little roof on top using the little cheese wedge pieces like that. You can make huge skyscrapers just with kind of the pieces that you scrape out of the bottom of your bin. Let me see if there's anything else I can see here. Again, I showed you the big trees. You could even make mini cars. So this mini car is actually made I don't know if you can see that, but this mini car is made just from like a 4 stud beam, a 1x4 beam, and I stuck some little axles through it and put some gears on it, and then just found some little fiddly bits that were at the bottom of my bin, and I put them on there to decorate it, and those little gears turn this into almost like a monster truck, which is pretty cool. Even if you take a small animal like this spider, it turns into Aragog from Harry Potter. And so it turns huge. If I have this little spider and I have it on my with my micro scale, it turns into a monster. And so the cool thing is this turns everything into something new. All your pieces that you think of normally as, I've got to build something for this person, I've got to build something for him or for her that is this size, you could break out of that and you could build something else. This is something I built, actually, I found this up here. I didn't expect to show it. This is a really cool little gingerbread house that, I don't know, we got years ago, and my kids, Amma and Otto, hi Amma, hi Otto, thank you for letting me use your loft. I won't mess it up too badly. But you can see that they added little studs and decorations on every inch of this gingerbread house. And this one, you can see this is an interesting scale. This scale is, yay, I see you. Sometimes these comments don't go through. So if I don't say hi to you, remember, it is not because I'm ignoring you. I either miss it or sometimes I don't see it until after the video is posted. So I'm sorry. So hello to everybody. So you can see this is an interesting scale where obviously if Sensei Wu visited this house, he would bonk his head. He wouldn't be able to fit through, he wouldn't be able to fit through this door very well. But if we took one of our other little micro figures like this actually is starting to look huge to me, like a mansion. And so this is something that's really neat if you feel like you don't have a lot of Lego, or you're just getting tired and you can't figure out what you want to build. Sometimes you can think about make some mini figures, micro scale figures, we call them, and see what you can come up with. So that's a little challenge for you. Maybe for this weekend, see what you can come up with, and maybe you can post those to our hashtag, which is, anybody remember? Play well at home. And I can hardly wait to see what you're able to build. Now, I've got some good news. As we are continuing to figure out this crazy world, we've gotten through a few weeks, we're bringing on some more of our wonderful Playwell employees and managers who have been, it's a weird word, but they've been furloughed, which means they can't really work for now. They're like on a break. And so we're starting to bring more and more people back, which just makes me so happy. And we're bringing back one of our amazing managers and instructors, Mike Spee. And Mike is going to help me and do some of these Facebook Lives, which I'm so excited to have him get on here and maybe do some of his raps and maybe do some cool new things with you. Now, he's going to be on for now on Mondays and Thursdays. We are going to try to do these every day now. I know that on our website, on Facebook, we say Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to try to bust these out every day with something fun and something new. And Mike is going to do Mondays and Thursdays. I'm going to try to do Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Yay, Mike is right. And so we're so excited, and we're just going to keep doing these. If this crazy thing happens longer and longer and longer, we've got things to do. Do you remember what is up here? Do you remember that hole in the wall? Does anybody remember what that hole in the wall is? Hey, Mike. That hole in the wall is for my project, which is to build at some point a train set that goes through that tunnel outside around this whole shed. So if we kind of get tired of the treehouse, everybody, we can work on the shed train set, which would be pretty awesome. Okay? So everybody have a wonderful weekend. See if you can build small. Build small this weekend and come up with some cool stuff and be ready for Mike Spee on Monday. And I think Mike's going to do something very interesting. He is going to ask everybody to come up with a building challenge that you can challenge him to build during the Facebook Live. So you could challenge him to do something like build a dragon taking a bubble bath. You could challenge him to build a car that drives upside down. I don't know. I'm sorry, Mike, if these are too hard. But I want everybody to be thinking, and then during Facebook Live, he's going to take our challenge and he's going to try to build it, which is pretty cool. So I want everybody to stay safe, have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for everyone's support and for watching us. And we will see you on Monday. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.